Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap morning homework session and trade plan setup for Friday, March the 28th, 2014, TGIF. This is Quantum Leap coming to you. We are a self-organized learning environment. We have a private chat room that has been around for over 4 years. It is not a commercial venture. It is a private venture. If you're interested in finding out more or finding out what we're doing with stealth analytics, you can give me an email at d.mckay@stealthtrader.com. Before we get going, let me just explain what we're going to be doing here for the new people coming in here or watching on YouTube. Each morning we come together in a live go-to to look at the market structure, look at the key numbers, the macro to the micro, and prepare for our trading. We will get into some more in-depth chart analysis, but we do go through a routine each morning to prepare ourselves for trading and to make sure that we understand where we are in the big picture. So if you're watching on YouTube after the fact, you might want to skip ahead until we get to some more in-depth chart analysis. Otherwise, stay with us because we go through the same routine every day. There is no shortcuts in trading. We have to do the work. We have to do the homework. But before we do anything, we have to get the disclaimer out of the way. So this information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please do your own due diligence, trade your own trade plan. Okay, let's go through the key numbers and take a look at where we are. We are currently trading 1845 and a quarter. Alrighty. So let's take a look at where we're at. Well, of course, you know, the big one that they fought over yesterday, they couldn't quite hold us down, was that year open at 1837.75. We are still in a bull year, believe it or not, even with that big move down to 34. What a beautiful move that was. Once we broke that 39, as we suggested, it was a perfect move down to that 34. Found buyers down there, and they stepped in and brought us up. Of course, we are just below a very key number right now, which is the 1846, which is our month open, and that key CLVN just above us, 1846 and a quarter. Above that, we have a couple key areas. We've got that 1861.50 you want to pay attention to. There's the 1877.75, which is the adjusted RTH high, and then just above that we have the adjusted all-time high at 80.50, and then of course above that we have the 1887.50, which is the all-time high for the March contract. So those are still what I consider to be unequal highs, and as I continue to say, I don't think we've seen the last of them yet. So let's go and take a look at the intraday numbers for yesterday. We opened the Globex yesterday at 1845. We had a high at 48.50 and a low of 39 and a quarter, and then we opened at 1842.75. And you remember yesterday morning there was a perfect open because we had that level just above us at 1843.50, and we said if we opened up and we failed to get above 1843 to get short into the break of the range low from the prior day at 1841, I think it was 41.50, and into that 39. And then if we broke that 39, I said we would go down to that 34.75 to pick up buyers, and that's exactly what has happened. So hopefully some of you guys took that trade. It was an open auction, open rejection reverse. We went up, we tested that 43, the sellers stepped in, and then they just took us for a ride down to that 34. We did not break the IB to the upside or the downside. I think it was just the ES that did, that didn't break the IB. I know that the Russell did, and I believe the NASDAQ did as well. But that's 2 normal days within a week. You don't see that. Only 3% probability of getting a normal day, and we've got 2 of them, so that's kind of interesting. Our opening swing high, 44 and a quarter. Our opening swing low, 41 for a 3 1/4 point opening swing, which was giving us indication that we were going to get a rotational day, and we did get one. Our initial balance high initial balance is simply the first hour high or low. 1848.25 to the upside, 1834 to the downside. And again, we're seeing these, these days where we're getting these really wide initial balances. All our intraday numbers were lower yesterday. We had a lower 1230 number. All numbers in time in here is in Central Time. We had a lower 1230 number at 43 and a quarter. Look at that, 43.50, 43 and a quarter. See how these numbers keep playing out over and over. 48 and a quarter to the upside, 34 to the downside, and here another key number, 41, that 41.50, 41.75 area was our close, and our VPOC shifted to 1841 and a quarter. So we did have lower numbers across the board, although right now the overnight inventory is long. Our 20-day ATRs are just tightening up slightly from yesterday. 20-day ATR on the RTH is 1750. The full session 20 and a quarter, and the Globex just under 10 and 3/4. And then our overnight numbers were lower, and our value area was lower. 43.75 value area high, 36.75 value area low for a 7-point, and then of course we did not break the IB, so there was no IB break time. And then we had larger than normal numbers, 1.7 in the RTH, just over 2 million in the full session. Let's go right to the daily chart, our daily report. Our ATR calculator is giving us full session high at ATR target at 1861.50. That's a key level. We've been watching that. That's that value area low from the balance area that we're trying to hold above us. And then the ATR 20-day target to the low side, 1827.50. And that's kind of the CLVN in between that 30 or that 29.50 and 25 and a quarter. We'll take a look at that, the opposite chart. No real news this morning, except we've got University of Michigan numbers. Remember, this is a subscription-based service, so be careful on the first half hour because this news could come out a little bit early, but that's at 8:55 Central. So just be safe on your opening. Let's take a look at the trend, macro to micro. Always start with the monthly. We've got good slope and separation on the 9. All my moving averages are always going to be on all my charts, 9 EMA and 20 SMA. We've got good slope and separation. We had created a little bit of tech gap here, closed the tech gap, and we popped up. We're trading in the upper distribution from last month. Trend is very much intact on the monthly. On the weekly, we keep talking about the possibility of this head and shoulder pattern showing up, but we're holding the 9 EMA pretty well right now, and we lost a little bit of slope, a little bit of separation, but the trend is still intact on the weekly. On the daily, well, we came down and we closed below the 9 and the 20. We're starting to get some separation, a little bit of slope. We got a little bit of a tech gap going on here, but we are below the 9 and the 20, so we are getting a sense that there could be as long as we stay below the 9 EMA, a start of a trend down, but it's still a little bit too early. To me, this is sideways consolidation, and we just have to wait. Not much on the geometric chart today. We've got we're still below the the lower line of this longer-term fork that we've had for 3/4 of the year we've been watching, and then we're holding inside of this this new downward sloping fork that I added at the beginning of the week, and if we come up and test the upper line of this downward sloping fork, that's going to bring us up into the 1852.50 area. A move all the way down to the center line is going to be all the way down there to that 1850 area, but I don't think we're going to see that today. So let's jump over and just take a look at where we are within the intraday trend coming into the RTH session. We've got a move down on the 4-hour. We created a tech gap. We closed it, created a little bit of another one, closed that, and now we're trying to get back above the 9 EMA, but they're holding us down right now. We've got separation, but we've got no slope, so the trend really is sideways on the 4-hour. On the 30-minute, just again, same thing. We're kind of just chopping around right here. We're trying to hold the 20 SMA right now, and just sitting right on top of it at the moment, but no real trend showing on the 30-minute. On the 5-minute, same thing. We're just going sideways. I'm just looking to see if there's any patterns here that I can identify. There really isn't. So let's go right over and take a look at the big picture and where we are within the composite. Again, this is getting a little bit of convoluted with the profiles, so just let me go through them for you. This one right here is the profile that runs from February 21st all the way to yesterday, and the most accepted price, the VPOC on it, is up here at 64.50. So we've left value, perceived value, above us so far, and then we came down yesterday again to come down and test this lower balance area where the VPOC is at 34.50. We came down there. You've also got that CHVN here at 34.75. That was our main target below us yesterday, and we came down, found buyers, and then rotated back up. And so far, we've overnight we found balance in around where we are trying to hold value before we made the move back up in around this 41.25 area. Key levels to pay attention to today is going to be obviously this 46. What was 46.50 has shifted up to 46.75 CLVN. That's going to be a key line in the sand above us right now. If we get above 46.75, look for the rotation to test the smaller microcomposite that still has its VPOC. The MC VPOC is still at 64. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, the value is still above us up here at the 64. But the value area low is this 50.50. So if we can get above 46.75, I would look for a rotation to test the value area from below today. And then, of course, if we get inside of the value area, look for a move up into this 53, and then that test of 55 again, 55.25 CLVN. And if we get above 55.25, I think we'll get that move back up into 64.50 with the minor resistance, possibly in around that 61.50. Above, and if we accept 64.50, I'm looking for a move to 69 with, slight, the value area high for the overall microcomposite is 68. We've got 66 above us for the 10-day value area high, but it's really, right in around that 68 that I'm looking for a breakout of value. And if we get out of value, then I'm looking for that, first target at 73. 72, 75 is the value area high where they tried to hold up here in around this value that they found at 69.75. And then we've got, so we've got 73, then we've got 77.75, and then we've got 80.50, and then 87.50. If we get, and we cannot hold 46.25, then I'd be looking for a rotation back towards the 41 and this 39. And below 39, get short. Because we'll be taking a trip back down to that 34.75. We've got this triple distribution area down here that I keep talking about, 34.75, 29.50, and 25.25. And we've got that CLVN between the 29.50 and the 25.25, which is our 20-day ATR target below, which is 27.50, just 2 ticks above that CLVN, with the other side of balance being down here at 21.25, and just below that 18.50. 18.50 would be my extended target for the day. I don't think we're going to see much more than that. So let's jump over to the Globex and put our numbers in our chart and start setting up our trade levels for the day and put our hypothesis in. Now, we had a pretty decent bell curve yesterday. It's a pretty balanced profile after all. I mean, we take a look at that move. This was a perfect move and an excellent hypothesis for yesterday morning of testing that 43, rejecting it, seller stepping in, and taking us down into that 34. Buyers came in, rotated us back inside of range, got inside of the prior day value area, and or no, we didn't. We didn't get to the value area, right? Because value area low was 52. Forgot that this is double distribution, which is key here, because anytime you get a double distribution, you want to look for the possibility of coming up here and testing both sides of the distribution. And with the naked VPOC up here at 62.50 and the microcomposite VPOC at 64.50, if we get some momentum today, we're likely to go up and test this upper distribution. At least come up and test that LVN from the prior day. So right now we're trading right in balance. I'm sorry, not in balance, just above balance or value area. So we're inside of the range and outside of value right now. So 43, where 43 was our level above us yesterday, 43.75 is going to be our level below us. So this is going to be an area that I'm going to, suggest a trade off of. If we get down here and responsive buyers step in and hold us outside of value, then I'm looking for that rotation back up to get above this 46 area, this 46.75. And then if we get above 46.75, a rotation up to test the range high from the RTH session yesterday at 48.25. That will be our main target above us. Come on. All right, so I just want to put our overnight highs in. We've got our overnight high right below this main target at 47.75. And we have our overnight low down at 41.25, right at basically yesterday's VPOC. And we have the current VPOC up here at 47. So value is and inventory is net long from yesterday, and we've got our overnight VPOC at 47. So you can see you've got this key group up here at 47. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that anymore, and take a look at how this looks within the structure. So like I said, we're trading above the 43.75. Look for the move to take out the 47 naked the overnight VPOC and the overnight high. 96% probability of taking out the overnight high or overnight low. I would use 43.75 as your defining line on which one is likely to get tested. And you've got some pretty good confluence up here. So if they can remain positive and the adjusted U of M numbers remain positive, I'd be looking for a rotation up to test the range high and take out the overnight high. If we get below 43.75, then you've got the naked VPOC and the overnight low down here at 41.5, 41.25. So I would look for the move down to take that out. And you've also got the naked close as well at 41. So you've got, it's going to be a tricky open because you've got a lot of, targets to the upside as well as some strong targets to the downside. So use 43.75 as your guide and make sure that, if they break it, that they break strong. I would probably wait to get short somewhere in around 42.75. Maybe 43, and then make sure you get funded, before you get into 41.50. And then if you're going to take the long off of here, I would wait to get long, probably 44.25, 44.50, and then make sure you get funded before you get up to that 46.75 CLVN. Below us, if we get below the 41, look for responsive buyers to possibly step in at that 39 CLVN below us. same level. See how these numbers keep playing out over and over again? And we're getting a very good structure within this this balance area. And even though we had a a big down day on Wednesday and another down day yesterday, we haven't broken out of this overall balance. So we're just fighting out the bulls and the bears around that 37.75 year open. And then below 39, look for a move down to test the value area low at 36.25. That will be our main target below. And then below that, a move down to the 34. And again, we'll see if the responsive buyers step in. Now, my opinion is if we come down here and test this well one more time, I don't think we hold. I think we'll break through, we'll push through, and we'll see this 29.50. So the numbers below and the targets below 29.50 with that 27 CLVN and 20-day ATR target separating the 25.25. With the 21.25 other side of balance, and then the extended target for the day is down here at this 18.50. All right, and then if we break out above, we've got 50.75. Come on, draw for me. That button's broken. $50.75, and then we've got, I would look for the possibility of responsive sellers stepping in. Is it 56.50 for the LVN from the prior day and the VWAP? And then above that, you've got 61.50. And you kind of got a cluster up here as well. This is actually can come out. You've got the 61.50 and the naked VPOC at 64. And again, our extended target for the day is going to be up here at 64.50. And then the other side of balance around that 64.50 is the 68.25. And I know I don't think we're going to get there today, but I'm going to keep putting them in there because I want you guys to keep them on in your thoughts. 77.75 RTH adjusted high, and 80.50 adjusted all-time high. And then the March all-time high, or the actual all-time high, at 87.50. All right, so that's where we are right now. Let's take a look at where we are in the Keltner. We are currently sitting right on and just bounced off the Keltner center line at 44. A test of the upper Keltner line will take us up into that 1850 area and up to our target above 1850.75. If we break below the Keltner, move down to test that 39 and the lower Keltner line at 38. Sorry, I'm losing my voice for some reason. All right, so let's take a look at gold, because we've been nailing gold really well. We've got a wonderful pattern happening right now. We just broke out of this descending broadening wedge. We had a beautiful move with our first target at 1315, and then we created this this cup, and we validated it with the handle with the move down to 1311. We said if we broke 1306 to get short into 1300 test, and then if we broke 1300 to look for the first target down there at 1292 area, and we went down and tested the 1292. We're still seeing some weakness. This handle can come all the way down into the 1258 area and still be valid. So look for a continuation and the move down. And let's go take a look at what that looks like on the composite. All right, so we're currently broken out of this range. We've come down. This was our first target below 1300 at, we can get rid of this 1299 and a quarter because I don't want to get rid of the profile. I want to get rid of the line because our automated peaks and valleys have put it in at 1301 now. So we've come down to this prior microcomposite VPOC. They're finding some buyers right now, and they're holding us in this area. If they break below 1288, look for a rotation down to the next target at 1282.80, 1283 area with 1274, 1275 right there, which will bring us into this balance area, and the main target below is still in that 1258 to 1261 area. And this will still leave this as a valid handle. And then if we find buyers there and we rotate up and we get above that right rim up here at I think it's 1400, this is just the RTH session, then get long because we've got a measured move, and that measured move is all the way up at 1600. And I think, I've been saying that these descending wedges are usually major bottoming patterns, and I think that we possibly could see, after this, perfect retrace, a big move up into the 1600s on gold. All right, that's everything I've got. Howard, over to you.
Thank you, Doug. So, why is nothing showing up here?
You see your candles above. We don't see it there. There they are. Okay.
So they just scrolled off a little bit. So here's a look at our sectors, and we
muted. Unmuted.
Sorry, Howard. I was muting myself and I muted you. You might want to start again.
Okay. So this is a look at our sectors. And we can see the strongest sector now and forming a bit of a gap above the others is the utilities. Healthcare has started moving a bit lower. Most of the other sectors are starting to move a bit lower. It looks like energy is flat to slightly higher. So we're getting a mixed picture among the sectors. Usually this happens at a period of consolidation, which we've been in for the last several days. But we've had a couple of weekdays recently, which is moving some sectors more sharply lower. Others are more flat. So next we'll take a look at our advanced declines and other market internals. Okay, so as we've discussed in the past, we peaked in terms of advanced declines, which is the second chart down, and up volume versus down volume, which is the third chart down. back on February 20th or so, 18th to 20th. And since then, the market leadership had started waning while price continued moving higher. And then when we hit our high, all-time high at March 7th, we've been in this consolidation phase since then, and market breadth still kept declining. It's kind of stabilized here. Then at least, especially for the NASDAQ, it started moving lower again, moved below the 50% line. So in the NASDAQ, there's more net decliners at this point. In the NYSE, there's still slightly more net advancers. And what we've been seeing lately is that a lot of the leadership stocks like Google and LinkedIn and Netflix and a number of others, Facebook, they've started actually giving quite a bit up in this latest weakness in the market. So market leadership may be changing, have a slight changing of the guard, or at least a little shake-up going on. And the NASDAQ has been taking the brunt of it. Similar story in the up volume versus down volume. NASDAQ is showing much more weakness. Unbalanced volume, however, has pretty much been in sync with the market. So, these three indicators are not totally in sync with each other. Unbalanced volume is in sync with price. Advancers versus decliners, and up volume versus down volume has, as of late February, indicated a possible top there. So while we're in balance, we can still break out either way. We're having trouble breaking out of balance to the low side. So there's still be another push left in us to make a new high before another top is put in. So let's look at our daily chart. And back here on the 26th, we had a solid close below the 9 EMA, and thus far we're holding below. We had maybe not quite technically a candle because we have too much of a wick, hammer I should say. So we have a little too much of a wick up here, but we definitely had rejection here at the 1834 level, and it had an exact touch right out here on the lower Bollinger Band. So this is yesterday. We have not yet come back up to challenge the 9 EMA, and back here on the 20th, the 9 EMA actually crossed below the 20. So sharp move down. Then we had this key reversal candle here on the 17th for 2 days of strong rally, and since then we've been chopping in this area here. So this chop here could simply be retracement of this strong move up with another move up coming, but that all remains to be seen, where this move up from the bottom could simply be a retrace of the first move down. So right now it's a little bit undetermined, waiting for the market to make its next move. So let's take one quick peek at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, we formed our all-time high the week of March 3rd, and we had this bearish engulfing coming right down to the weekly 9 EMA. The following week, we had a challenge of it, but a strong rejection back up to test the top of the Bollinger Band. So far this week, with 1 day, just today remaining, we did have a test of the 9 EMA, but a rejection of it. So this 9 EMA at around 1838 to 39 is going to be a key level for this week, whether we stay above that or we break below and close below. So that's it, Doug. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Howard. So that's going to complete our morning market session for Friday, March the 28th, 2014. The chart with the trade levels and targets have already been posted on Twitter and in StockTwits and in the various chat rooms. And the video will be converted and put up onto YouTube. Remember that we are posting all the YouTube videos every day for your review, so you can check to see how our analysis is. We put ourselves out there on a daily basis, and we don't ask anything for a return. So if you like what we do and you like what you see, could you please spread the word on Twitter and give us a like on YouTube. As always, everybody have a great day, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side. And have a wonderful weekend.